Hello students, get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start. Honorable members, I welcome you on this session as I address this joint sitting of the two houses for the first time as President. I hope this session will be productive and useful. As I speak to you, I am aware that an aspirational India is emerging, an India that demands more opportunities, greater choices, better infrastructure, and enhanced safety and security. Our youth, our greatest national asset, are a confident and courageous lot. I have no doubt that their passion, energy, and enterprise will take India to new heights. Amidst these aspirations, we are also burdened by gathering anxieties about economic slowdown, job security, and employment prospects. People are concerned about the security of our women and children. They are also anxious about timely delivery of their entitlements and about persisting social and economic inequality. The past year has been a very difficult one for the global economy. Europe is in recession. Most emerging markets are growing very slowly. It has been a difficult year for India also. Both global and domestic factors have affected our growth. We need to address the impact of both. My government has responded to the situation by taking several measures to revive investment activity and investor sentiment. An important initiative that my government has taken recently is the rollout of the direct benefits transfer system. This would enable government-sponsored benefits such as scholarships, pensions, and maternity benefits to flow directly into the accounts of beneficiaries who can access them using their Aadhaar number. In due course, the direct benefits transfer system will also cover wages and subsidies on food and LPG. This system will help cut down leakages, bring millions of people into the financial system, and lead to better targeting of beneficiaries. It will be to trend setter in the use of modern technology to bring benefits to our poorest citizens, especially in rural areas. However, the direct benefits transfer system will not be a subsidy for public services and will be complementary to the public distribution system. Honorable members, the average annual growth rate of GDP in the 11th plan, which concluded last year, was 8%. A notable feature of the plan was the progress towards achieving inclusiveness with a faster decline in poverty than in the previous decade. The National Development Council has recently adopted the 12th five-year plan, which further sharpens the focus on faster, more inclusive and sustainable growth. The 11th pay recognizes that growth outcomes will depend upon the extent to which we are able to take some difficult decisions. The plan proposes to consolidate certainly sponsored schemes into the smaller number and increase their flexibility. This will give states the much needed freedom to experiment and innovate. The Indian economy is currently experiencing slower growth. Real GDP grew by 5.4% in the first half of the current fiscal year. This is significantly lower than the average of around 8% in the last decade. Our slower growth is consequence of combination of global and domestic factors. My government is taking steps to deal with the factors responsible for the slowdown. Inflation is easing gradually but is still a problem. In recent months, there have been positive developments too. There has been a moderation in core inflation and recovery in growth is likely. Policy measures announced during the year have also restored optimism at home and abroad. My government has announced a roadmap for fiscal consolidation by containing the current year's fiscal deficit at 5.3% of the GDP. The government is also working with the state governments to reach a consensus on the goods and services tax. Honorable members, there is reason for cheer on the agricultural front. The growth in agriculture and allied sectors during the 11th plan was 3.7% compared to 2.4% in the 10th plan. I am proud to mention that relentless efforts of farmers coupled with conducive policies of the government have resulted in record food grains production for 2 consecutive years, with last year achieving a peak of 260 million tons. This year, despite erratic and deficient rainfalls, it is projected that we will produce more than 250 million tons of food grains. Our food grains position is therefore comfortable. The total stock of food grains with the public sector agencies was 662 lakh tons on 1st February 2013, including 307 lakh tons of wheat and over 353 lakh tons of rice. My government is committed to enacting the National Food Security Bill, having received the recommendations of the Standing Committee. Several specific initiatives have been undertaken under the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. sugar canes and cotton production have touched record levels of 2011 to 2012. My government will continue to lay emphasis on the development of rain-fed and degraded areas during the 12th five-year plan. An outlay of 290 crore has been earmarked under the integrated plan.
आप लोग पूछ रहे हैं इसीलिए बता रहा हूं। जिंदगी एक जंग है। ऊपर वाले ने हमें वॉर जोन में फेंक दिया है। बी अलर्ट, प्रोटेक्ट योरसेल्फ। जिंदगी में एक मंजिल चुनना जरूरी है। जुनून के साथ दौड़ो। पढ़ना है तो जुनून के साथ पढ़ो, गाना है तो जुनून के साथ गाओ। बिना मंजिल के जीने वाले की जिंदगी मुर्दों से भी बदतर है। उसके जीने मरने से दुनिया को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। याद रख लो, खुद से बढ़कर यहां कोई तो रमखान नहीं। जो अच्छा लगे वो करो। किसी की बात मत सुनो, इंसानियत की बात तो बिल्कुल नहीं। अगर तुम्हारा टारगेट है 10th माइल तो एम फॉर द 11th माइल। ऐसा हाथ मारो कि दिमाग घूम जाए। चल।